So what we're going to get started with first is a nice fried egg. And for the purposes of this, we're going to do a nice sunny side up egg. And we're going to get started with keeping the flame on a very low heat. You might be surprised at how low we start the skillet off. And again, due to that nice heat retention and heat conductivity within the NanoBond skillet, that's going to provide the same beautiful result as you might from preheating. So what we're going to do first is add just a little bit of butter. And I want to stress you don't need to preheat the skillet. So with about a teaspoon of butter, you get a beautiful result and a little bit of flavor as well. The butter is going to tell us when it's ready to cook, as it will start to provide a little light white foam over the surface of the skillet. You might like to use a pastry brush just to evenly distribute if you're cooking a number of eggs. Today I'm just going to cook one, so I've just got a little bit of butter directly in the middle. We're going to crack it. Now that it's got a little bit of a light sizzle across the surface of the frying pan. And one of the beautiful things you can already start to observe is just how quickly that egg is moving around the skillet. I like to season mine with a little bit of nice flaky salt, a little bit of light cracked pepper, and completely up to you, but I like to use a little bit of fresh or dried oregano, just for flavor. And my personal favorite, a little bit of chili flakes. So you can see it's got a really lovely, even distribution of heat. And again, just how quickly and easily that's begun to slide across the pan. One of the most important things about cooking both eggs and protein in the NanoBond skillet is our sear and release method. It's going to tell us when it's ready to, perhaps flipping it, when it's released itself from the surface of the frying pan. Now, if you like a little bit more of a set top to it, you can add a frying pan skillet lid or one of our universal lids just to seal it on top. Otherwise, if you like to flip it, now would be almost a really good time. Now, I'm going to reach for my favorite utensil when cooking with NanoBond, which is a metal utensil, so I'm not afraid to scratch the surface. That durable NanoBond material, that molecular titanium, it's not going to scratch. So it's starting to get a beautiful crust around the edges and a nice seal across the top of the white, and that's going to tell us that it's almost ready. And if you like to flip it, now might be your chance. I like mine sunny side up, so I'm going to leave it. But you could see just how quick and easy it would be to flip. It's almost tempting. So I'm going to get a plate, and it's time to eat. Perfect results every single time with my favorite NanoBond skillet. What we're going to cook next is a lovely piece of protein. In this case, or in this example, we're going to cook a gorgeous slice of ribeye. We're going to do so in the NanoBond skillet by preheating it to a nice higher temperature than we did for our eggs. The reason being is because we want a lovely golden caramelization or crust across the surface of the steak, and we can get that to such a beautiful degree with the NanoBond skillet because it is temperature safe or oven safe up to 1050 degrees Fahrenheit, 565 degrees Celsius. So we're going to start by preheating our NanoBond skillet, and we'll do so for about a minute. And we can add a little bit of grapeseed or avocado oil because it's a beautiful oil or fat of choice. It's got quite a high smoke point. You'll notice that this NanoBond skillet comes to temperature very, very quickly due to the 35% greater heat conductivity, that ProCore technology, which is another reason why these skillets are so fantastic. What we'll start to do for this steak is we're going to season it with just a little bit of salt and pepper. We'll do so a little bit quite generously for this slice of steak because it's quite large. We'll do so on both sides. Also going to add a little bit of, again, butter or margarine to the steak or the skillet once it's gotten some color. So with that, we'll put a little bit of extra pepper as well. Pepper is nice to add just at the end or just before you put it onto the skillet. Believe me, it's getting very, very hot. I can tell that that skillet has gotten super hot very, very quickly. So we'll add our oil. One of our friends, Tyler Florence, says that thunderous applause of the NanoBond skillet and that lovely slice of protein, something you'll fall in love with every single time you use this pan. Now, quickly at hand, what I have to add some flavor to this skillet is some garlic, some fresh thyme, or you can use some sage as well. I'm going to add that in once I add the butter. And again, one extra point to make again and to remember about these beautiful NanoBond skillets is the sear and release method, which we always recommend. I'm not going to touch that protein even once until it's starting to release from the pan just a little bit, and that's going to tell me that the protein is ready to start flipping or to start adding some extra flavor. One of the other fantastic things about these NanoBond skillets, if there wasn't already enough that I already mentioned, is the fantastic geometry of these pans. Due to the function, the capabilities of our factories in Italy, we can increase that diameter of the pan and offer more cooking space, in fact 20% more than the average frying pan or skillet of its size. Add just a little extra pepper. I know already added some, but I always love to. Just incredible flavor. So if you'd like to take a quick look, you're going to have a beautiful color on that steak. It's quite remarkable. Right now, once it's got a little bit of sear, we're going to add some butter, then we're going to add our garlic and our fresh thyme, and we're going to baste it like any lovely Michelin star chef might. I'm going to add quite a generous amount. Obviously, we're not going to eat this much, but what we're going to also ensure is that because of this high heat tolerant pan, that we don't heat the butter too much. As you can see, the butter is starting to brown a little bit, and that's when it's time to start adding over the steak. Right now we can add some fresh garlic. We've got here some fresh thyme and fresh sage. Another small detail about these pans is the reinforced rim, the sealed rim here, which allows me the pure comfort and confidence to do that signature banging of the spoon. It's a metal utensil, and I'm not afraid to damage this. The durability of the NanoBond skillet is just incredible. So what owners of the NanoBond skillet can be completely assured of is the durability of this will stand up to any single scenario. From the Michelin star chef to the home kitchen, every detail has been cleverly thought out and cleverly integrated. From the molecular titanium, which is scratch resistant, those reinforced rims, which allows just, again, pure control for whatever scenario. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen, a gorgeous steak that is worthy of a Michelin-starred restaurant that you can achieve every single night with a NanoBond skillet. For more recipes just like this, visit HestonCulinary.com.